And I'll just hit record so we have this for people who want it later. So what we wanted to talk about today a little bit was firstly, there you are. Firstly, go ahead and finish your workout if you're doing a workout. Oh, you're at work, right? Is genealogy. Now, it is probably, hey, Nicola, genealogy is probably one of the least understood, yet most important, potentially important factors when signing up as a coach. So in our system and in any network marketing system, how things work is you earn commission or earn income in two facets, basically. The first is you make 25% of, well, technically 20 to 38%, depending on what you sell. And the majority of what we sell, and I'll put a link up on the page after, the majority of what we sell, 90% of it is a challenge pack, which consists of your Beachbody On Demand, which is available in the UK right now, your portion control containers, access to our accountability group, and your first month of Shakeology, which is going to be coming in October. So on that, you would make 25%. Most of our customers, I would say on average, continue with Shakeology anywhere from 4 to 6 months. So you continue making 25% on that each month. And as your customer base grows, that also grows, right? I mean, we do have people who've been on Shakeology for over 2 years, and every month you get that residual income, which is nice. So that's the basic way people earn income through this. The second way, which I'm really going to try hard not to explain because it'll confuse you, is what's called cycle bonuses. And basically the easiest way to explain that is it's technically a percentage of what your team below you does. Okay, that's the easiest way to explain it, is as well as you do selling your commissions, you can make far more than that if you have a team that is doing very well. So basically, and I always do this, I always say I'm not going to talk about it, but I love it because it's kind of like the business side of it. So you basically have two legs, and I'm at the top there, we'll use me like this. You basically have two legs, and for as well as this leg does, this leg has to do twice as well in order to earn what's called the cycle bonus. Okay. And it's anywhere from $14 to $18, which doesn't sound like much, but once you start to get a larger team, it adds up really, really fast. And the longer you've been in the business, and we're relatively young, yet have done well. So even after 2 years, we probably make 10 times as much on our cycle bonuses than we do on our daily commissions. So those are the two ways to earn income. So one of the things you want to watch out for, and most people have no idea when they start. I had no idea what it was when I started. I was energetic. I was like, this company is amazing. I love what they do. And then 6 months later, you learn about genealogy and where, that becomes an issue if you're doing very well. So for example, a team like ours, we have at least 3 elite coaches. Hey, Jax, at least 3 elite coaches that are placing people in your downline. So how that works is, and I'm just going to, this is your tree again, remember, if I'm up here and Melinda, for example, is here and Jax is here, every time they sign up a coach, half of them are probably going to go at the bottom of this line, and it keeps going down and down and down and down and down. So everybody on this line, when they sign up coaches, it goes at the bottom of that line. Okay. So the benefit in signing up with a team that's growing fast is all of a sudden, the minute you sign up, you start seeing coaches below you that you didn't even sign up because there are coaches. So they either go on leg A or leg B. Okay, depending on where you are in a tree. So that's one of the benefits with signing up with a fast team, because it's not just me, it's the people above me that are also adding. Okay, and can't remember real quickly. I know Melinda, probably Jax, possibly Nicola. I've got some interesting news for you guys that could really help coming up soon. And it has to do with the UK. So our team is probably one of the fastest growing teams in the entire company, the Crush It team. I think, I don't know if you saw Melinda, but even someone like Bonnie Engel turned 20 diamonds last year. We turned 27 people reached the diamond status, which is probably one of the top teams in the entire company. It might not mean anything to you right now, but down the road from an income perspective, it's the difference between doubling and tripling your income, depending on where you're possibly placed. So that is really important when it comes to genealogy. Yet I guarantee you 995 people out of 1,000 have no concept of what it actually means. And I think all of our coaches here now probably like, I had no concept what it meant. Right, Melinda? Yeah, no. And it takes a while to learn, but all I can say is you have to trust us. And that's one of the most important things once you become successful is where you are. And being on a successful, fast-growing team is super important. So without getting into, that's as detailed as I want to get, is it's like a genealogy tree, right? You know, one side and the other. That's how it works. You're responsible for one side and the whole team builds up the other side. Okay. So when you join a successful team, your one side is going to be already built for you eventually. Okay. So that's kind of what I want to get into with income. You guys might have other questions. You always have to say someone's success, and I got to try and remember this, is based on your own diligence, skill, and what's the other one? Effort. Yeah. So anytime we post anything about income, you kind of legally have to say that, because I cannot, and in good conscience, even in the UK, I think they have different laws as well. You have to be very careful about what you say from the income perspective. So, and everybody on here makes a different amount of income. So it really is dependent on a lot of things. But that being said, I think what I'll do is I'll get you a top earners list. And it is anywhere from, I think the top earners who've been doing this for like 10 years are probably around the $2 million a year mark, down to, you know, brand new coaches. So there's a lot of potential, especially in a new country. That being said, it is purely based on effort, diligence, and skill. I'll say that again, just to cover my own butt. So that is the income perspective of it. Did anybody have any questions right off the bat as far as income? Any more detailed questions that we could possibly answer? Take that as a no.
Oh, finally I can hear you now.
Oh, there you are, Jax.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
Oh, that's all right. We were talking about you the whole time.
I know. I love it. Hope there's some wine again.
It's your barnyard Wi-Fi.
See my little man here, my little grandson, he's found the only puddle on the 5 acres.
Of course he has. Okay, so the next thing I want to get into really fast, and starting today, each week, we're probably going to get into a bit more detail as far as training goes. So one of the biggest takeaways that I think our entire team learned from the last summit there last week in New Orleans was the most successful coaches in this company, and you'll see it a lot on social media. I notice it now that companies like Isogenics and It Works, a lot of those companies now that they're in the UK as well, all you see are product shots, right? And it's like, buy this. Yeah, that was it, right? It's like, hey, buy my lip sense, or hey, buy my leggings, or hey, buy my plastic saran wrap that will make you lose weight, apparently, or something. So that is to me and to most people very icky. I don't like doing that on my page. Most people, sometimes you start off like that, but for most of us, I think what we've learned is what really, really works, or what is working, is being yourself, having somewhat of a brand, but being yourself. And I don't know if you're familiar with Shailene Johnson, everybody, yet, but one of her things was called curiosity posts. So instead of saying, hey, Shift Shop is out, it includes this, this, and this, and it's $19.99. What really works, because that comes across as salesy, I know I'm going to delete that person and move on. So what's really been working for a lot of people is a curiosity post saying, wow, for example, this new program I did, I cannot believe how I feel. It's fantastic. And the group I'm in is just so uplifting. I'm just making this up as I go. And you leave it at that, right? And it makes people want to kind of ask, oh, what is that you're doing? As opposed to you looking like an infomercial. And that's one of the reasons I love it, is because I don't have to feel too salesy. I can explain my life, and you drop what we call like little breadcrumbs, and people are picking those up as you go. Sorry.
We're going to swing.
So that is why most of us love this, is because you're not out there, schlepping a product or buy this, buy this, buy this. And we do this through a lot of the social media training and through our team calls, is explaining kind of, here's a perfect example. Like we did one the other day, our star of the day, Val was just on here. It was her post, and it was so subtle. It was sort of an after post where she was like, I'm so glad I didn't throw out this dress. I haven't been able to fit into it for like 8 years. I feel energized, blah, blah, blah. And she kind of left it at that. And she got so many comments on it and so many questions. And that's kind of the marketing approach we do, and why we love this business, is because it's not, having to host a party and try and coax all your friends to buy 9 pieces of Tupperware or anything like that. So that's one of the reasons we do this. So I'm going to get into really quickly showing you the basics on setting up your Facebook profile banner. And it's really straightforward. There's multiple programs you can use to do this. A lot of us use one called Picmonkey, which I'm going to show you really fast. And what the plan is for us is, there's still, what are we at? July, August, September, October. There's about 3 months left, just under 3 months left until launch. By next month, we would love to have some of you who are interested running your own free groups. I think I'd mentioned this last time, so that you can start to get your clientele ready to go, so that on day one you can jump right into it. So part of that is you want to have a consistent brand. As far as a look, you don't necessarily want to jump into your you don't want someone to jump into your Facebook page and go right away, oh, okay, that person's in network marketing trying to sell me something. It kind of has to be a representation of you. But I'll show you really fast a program called Picmonkey that I know I use religiously. Melinda also uses a program called Canva, Canva, that she loves. And she did an amazing team call for us a couple weeks ago, and people were just like in awe of what it can do. But I'm going to show you really fast what a program called Picmonkey can do. And then you guys can kind of start playing around with your own profile picture. So let's pull this up. I'm going to share my screen. There it is. So this is Picmonkey. Nicola, give me a thumbs up if you can see this. Cool. Okay, so you really do need to play around with this, because to me, it just makes things so simple. It can kind of make you look like a graphic artist right out of the gate. There's a couple things. For example, when you go to design up here in the top, you can go down to templates. And I'm just hoping my internet is fast enough.
I don't know how you can't be another then.
Okay, so here's a bunch of templates they have done already, okay? So you can take whichever one you want and personalize it. So I am just gonna find one for the sake of doing it quickly. let's go to, I'll just go to this one here. Okay. So all you do is then you can customize this. These would just be for your daily posts real quick. I just want to show you quickly.
And also, it's really bad that maybe the second third thing that ran through my brain was like, is he doing this again?
And you can change usually almost anything under here. So you could change the text here, you know, welcome to my free group. That has nothing to do with cherry blossoms. You can change the font there if you want, make it a little smaller so it fits, for example. But this is an amazing program. You can change the picture. You can slide that picture out, delete the picture, put your own picture there. You go to the butterfly, go add your own. I'm gonna go to my computer and I'm just gonna pick a random one. Let's do a picture like that. And then you just send it to the back and you now have, you know, something like that if you wanted to do a free group on mason jar recipes, okay? So for this one also, I wonder if I can, yeah, I think I can fade it out too. So you could do something like that. It's just really fast, but it makes things look very professional. So I'm gonna show you really quickly how to do a banner image. And don't worry about taking notes because this is gonna be recorded. So you come up to the top here with design, and then you go down to blank canvas.
I'm aware of myself, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, Alex, you're in, mate, yeah.
And if you go over to the left here where category is, and you go down to Facebook, it actually gives you the templates already for how it's supposed to be, like the layout. So this, you're gonna do a Facebook cover photo. You're just gonna open that. And now you've got your blank template there. And this is where you start adding pictures that kind of represent you. For example, you can do cutouts, you can add text. So I'm just gonna go add my own overlay. And I'm just gonna see if I can find those pictures. There's a cute one of Angel.
One of the nights where you wake up and you think, oh, I just think about little things. It's just so like.
Of course, it's slow.
It seems, I keep saying I feel like she's split up Michelle. Yeah, but then you have another night where you're like, just new things.
Sorry, I might try picking a smaller image. That may have been too big. So, hold on one sec. It looked like a second meeting opened up. Nope. Okay. So there, all I'm going to do is going to go add your own to my computer. Let's just say I'm going to do one with mason jars, for example. Okay. Just for fast, because I know those are small files. So I could put one there, enlarge it. I'm going to add another one. And imagine these as pictures of yourself. Okay. And you put one beside it there. Put another one beside it here. See if I can squeeze in 4 or not. No, I won't be able to squeeze in 4. So let's just leave those as is. And I might put something else on the side here. So let's say I want to put something, I want to put a color over there, such as this. Okay. And then it's got some cool things so that you don't have to recreate the wheel. So if I want to change the color of that, but I want it to match everything, you go to the little template here and hit the eyedropper, and you can copy color. So you can see there's that consistent theme, right? Can you guys all see this still? Yeah?
I can only see you.
How about now?
I can only see you. I can't see the screen of what you're.
Sorry, guys. Am I back? Yeah?
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry about that.
How do I get
I
my
was trying to
picture
let you
up?
know, but I guess I must have been on mute.
Okay, can you see that now?
Yeah, can see that.
Yes.
So I'm just going to delete this really fast. So what I basically did was I just dragged in 3 pictures of mason jars. Then I went to the side really fast and I added this. And I'm just going to show you really quickly how to make things a bit more consistent. So I'm going to put some text over this later, but I don't want it to be black. So all you do is you come over here to where the color is and you pick up that eyedropper, and I want to make this consistent. So I'm going to make it that color of the background. So it's already starting to be a little bit consistent, right? It's got a theme. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another bar across the bottom, and you'll see this a lot, but this is how they do it. I'm going to add a bar like this that goes right across the bottom, maybe right to there. Okay, and I'm going to bring it down just a bit. And then all you're going to do is change the, I'm going to fade it out a bit so you can sort of see through it. Is that relatively clear on your computer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what that is. And then what all you're going to do is you're going to add some text to that. So you might come over here to add some text, and I am just going to say this one is called the Mason Jar Group for lack of a better phrase. Let's say free Mason Jar.
Holly, you want any to push? Yes, ready?
Okay.
Ready. Push.
So I'm going to put that right over top. Obviously, I'm not going to do it in black because you're not going to be able to see it. So when you come back here, I'm going to change the color of the font to white. And then if I go into effect and I go drop shadow, it usually makes it stand out a little bit more. So right off the bat, in a matter of seconds, you've got a relatively decent looking, crisp banner image, right? And then if I wanted to add some more text over here, let's just say I'm going to go.
You okay, monkey? Do you need to go potty? Yes? All right, we need to go potty, so we are going to come off. Okay.
And I'll spin that around sideways. And I'm going to move that over here. And I'm going to make it white as well, just to make it stand out. Right? So there we are. And in a matter of a couple minutes, let's go back to here. There, you've kind of got a pseudo looking, that was quick. I probably would change it up a bit, maybe add some script in there. And then all you do is you save it, and then you're gonna go into your Facebook group and you come up to cover photo. This is the group page, and you just upload it. So I did this one yesterday fairly quickly. Right there. Can you still see that, Melinda? Yeah, okay. So I did that one. It's kind of similar to the one I just did. Once you click on it.
You want to go potty? No. You want to go potty? No. No? Okay.
Okay, so once you're there, sorry, one sec. I'm just going to go back. Can you see that still, Nicola? Yeah, okay. So that's pretty basic. And I did that all in Picmonkey in a matter of about 30 minutes. Okay, it's just a little bit more professional. I would always, if possible, make sure you have images of you. You don't have at least one picture of you, and it doesn't have to be professional. But if you don't have at least one picture of you, it becomes a little bit suspect, right? As far as people want to see, this is a trust business, a relationship business. So people are going to want to see you in your banner. And feel free to change it. I probably don't change mine enough. One other little trick or tip that you could do is you can add a description here that Where are we? There we are. Okay, sorry, I was just muting. One other trick that you can do, we've got kids going potty, we've got dishes being washed, that's fine. Some people will put a little message here that says, click here to hear my story. And then what happens is all that is you could put it right here, click here to hear my story. When someone clicks on your cover photo, that's where you can put your why or your story here, and it'll come up off to the side. Okay, so I know a lot of people do that. I just did this last night, but I am going to change my why and put it up there. So that's really, really quick introduction into Picmonkey. I know, again, Melinda uses Canva, but the only way to really learn them is to get into them and start playing with them. Figure out what you like, find a consistent font that you use, put it up there, and if you are really keen, one of the things we're going to do is get you a kind of an announcement logo as part of the team, so that when you're ready, you can post on your Facebook page that, you know, you're a new founding member of, you know, our fitness team, and that'll kind of be a great introduction for you to already start putting it out there. Again, please, please, please don't ever just post, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, right? It's, to me, it's, I don't know, it's not icky, but I prefer more of a relationship building business as opposed to trying to sell something to somebody. So, and that's usually the most successful coaches. Sometimes it takes longer, but we're also going to teach you over the course of this time how to run an ad on Facebook if you're interested. And those can tend to be a bit more salesy. And those, I know I spend money on ads every month, but those are the ones that can also help build your business quicker. I'm just going to look here if there's any questions. Cool. Yeah, so what we'll do is start with that, start playing around with Picmonkey, seeing if you're comfortable with it. And then when you're ready next week, we're probably going to dive into a little bit more of what you should start to post on your page slowly to get introduced into the business. One of the things we always tell people is start posting a few healthy recipes, start posting some nice motivational stuff, just so that when you start to run this as a business, it doesn't come out of left field and all of a sudden, you know, oh, all of a sudden you're into fitness as of an hour ago, right? So that can help the transition or the introduction to it. Some of you I know, like Jules, for example, I think people already know that you teach classes, most of your pictures, a lot of them, we see you in the gym, so it's not going to be a change. For someone like myself, I wasn't a gym person at all. People knew I played college basketball and was into sports, but I kind of had to do a slow introduction into the business. So we're going to be teaching you guys that next week. And then the week after, we're going to jump right into free groups and how you're going to be surprised how quickly you can build your customer list just by offering advice and information. And again, that's kind of how a lot of the successful coaches do this. Is it's more of a giving out of information. The more you give to people and the more either information or free stuff you can give to people, the more they're going to be drawn to you and come back to you. And then the minute you ask for something such as, hey, you know, all those free exercises, well, I put them all together with a clean eating group, with a nutrition-based program, who's interested? You're going to find a lot more people are ready to jump on with you then. Any more questions before we go? I did a lot of talking. I know Nicola at least learned something from that little added description to your banner page. Yeah. Cool. Thanks, Rebecca. And again, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'll start adding more to the team page as we go that you can do kind of, I don't want to say it's like homework because that has such a negative connotation to teachers, but stuff that you can start looking at as we go. So you can kind of get a handle on what to do. Where can you find? I'm going to put the recordings of these up on this page with a link. It'll probably be in the files section, and I'll date it so that, for example, today we'll put like Picmonkey and genealogy, and all you'll do is go into the files section, click on it, and I'll have them up in YouTube. Okay? All good?
Then, like, it's so much more to do with me. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for showing up, guys, and we will see you all next week.
Relationship with my dad. Yeah. And like ever since then, I just